Good evening, everybody. Dr. Mark Seagraves. I'm the principal here at Southeast High. I'm joined with my counseling team, Ms. Shari Manning, Ms. Courtney Jordan, Ms. Christine Albright, and Ms. Cassandra Colston. Appreciate all the parents who are joining us for our senior parent night here tonight. I know it's been a unusual start to the school year. Hopefully tonight we'll be able to answer many of the questions that you might have as we prepare our students for their senior year. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Manning.
So, good evening, everybody. I am Cherie Manning. I am the counselor for students, last names S through Z. This is my first year in Guilford County Schools, but it's not my first year as a counselor. I'm really excited to be here at Southeast High School. I've really enjoyed meeting and talking to everybody that I've had a chance to talk to, and I look forward to getting to know all of you that much better. First and foremost, we want to start out by celebrating the class of 2021. You guys know that the year 2020 has definitely been interesting. The second half of your junior year, we started out virtual. You began your senior year on virtual. You're applying to colleges. You're preparing for your future. You're doing all of those things that we're normally here in the building to help you with, but you all are doing it at home, and you guys are knocking it out the park. We are getting those requests for letters of recommendation. We're seeing college applications being completed. Students are contacting us about scholarships, financial aid, even future plans. And we just want to let you guys know that you rock and that it's really awesome. So as we talk about your senior year, one of the most important things that'll come up is your cap and gown graduation. We don't have specific information about graduation today. It's to be determined. Once we know, we'll let you guys know. However, graduation or cap and gown packets were already distributed. On Monday, September 28th, students were able and their families were able to come up to the school and pick up their cap and gown packet. If you were not able to come up on that day, you can just call the school, speak to someone in the office, let them know that you need to pick up your senior cap and gown packet, and you can come pick it up. When it's time to order your cap and gown, there are two ways that you can do that. You can do it in person on October 14th from 3:30 until 6, or on October 16th from 11 to 1. And if you're going to do it in person, you'll enter at the baseball field and you will order at the Performing Arts Building. And while you're doing that, you do have to wear a mask. That is just required of everyone who's here on campus. You can also order your cap and gown and your senior materials online at the Herff Jones website, and that information is available in the packet that you got, which is why it's really important that everybody comes to pick up their packet. If you need help understanding the ordering process or understanding some of the materials that are in there, Herff Jones actually has a YouTube video that you can watch, and it'll give you more information about your cap and gown ordering process. Senior portraits. Seniors, you are required to take your senior portrait if you want to be in the yearbook. If you want to take your senior portrait, be in the yearbook, in order to do that, you have to schedule an appointment. And there is a link available, and it's been shared with students in their senior updates. It's going to be available pretty much everywhere on our website. You just will click that link, you register for your picture, you choose the package that you want to do, and then you follow those instructions for your senior pictures. Also, with your senior pictures and your senior portraits, you have the opportunity to have a senior dedication page in the yearbook. And if you want to do your senior dedication page in the yearbook, you have until November 20th, and you have to create your page, and you have to pay for your page online at johnstonsadservice.com. The size of your ad or your senior dedication page will determine the cost. The cheapest one is $85, and our most expensive, the full page, full color ad is $315. But there are lots of different prices in there just to meet what you and your family are looking for. And once again, that deadline is November 20th. The last thing that I'm going to speak about this evening is about college visits at Southeast High School. If you want to find out information about our college visits, The best thing for you guys to do is to join the counseling department Canvas website. We have all of that information posted on our website, as well as information about scholarships, college applications, letters of recommendation, transcript requests. Pretty much any information that you guys would need to have as a senior is available through our counseling department Canvas site. And we always add our new opportunities under the Visit College section. The two upcoming presentations that we have right now are ECU on October 8th, and that'll be from 4 until 5. And then we also have North Carolina A&T State University on October 9th at 2 o'clock. If you want to attend the one for A&T, you do have to pre-register or advance register, and there's actually a link available for you to go ahead and complete that registration process. If you want to go to the one for ECU, you just follow the link that they have, and it'll link you into the Microsoft Teams meeting.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Courtney Jordan, and I am the counselor for students with last names A through E. And I'm going to discuss ACT, SAT, and testing, among other things. But one of the things that I wanted to note really quickly is that we are also doing questions via the chat. So if you are able or you want to ask some questions, please feel free to write them in the chat box, and we are here to respond to those. And then at the end, when we see questions, we will also respond to them out loud. So I just wanted to make that clear. And also for parents who are wondering, this will be recorded. Well, it is being recorded, and we will be able to make it available to you. And additionally, we will include instructions on how to log into the Canvas page and how you can sign up for that. And this whole PowerPoint will be posted onto our website tomorrow. So just know that. So in terms of the ACT dates, they are right there in front of you on the PowerPoint, along with the website. Now, there are two types of tests that you could take, one with no writing and one with writing. And of course, the one with writing is a little bit more expensive. But what you need to keep in mind is that a lot of parents ask, well, should we do one with or without writing? We would always suggest that you do the one with writing, because colleges can be either or, and if they want a writing sample, then you've already covered that by registering for a test with writing. So that's really important for you to keep in mind. So we would suggest that you do that. So those are the dates listed. They can also be found on the website. While there is a registration deadline, there's usually a late registration deadline as well. So that can also be found on the website. And then additionally, it talks about when the scores will be made available for students. So the next one is SAT dates. It says that, again, there's one with the essay and without the essay, and we want to make sure that we're clear about you registering for one with the essay, just in case you need to have it when you apply to a certain college. So there are the test dates, the registration deadline, and then the scores available, and also the website where you could find more information about SAT. Okay, so there are some important dates that you need to know. Some of them have already been covered by Ms. Manning. October has a lot going on. Specifically, FAFSA opened up on October 1st. For students and families, CFNC, which is College Foundation of North Carolina, is sponsoring a webinar. It is tomorrow. You can click on the link provided in order to register for that. And again, this will be made available tomorrow online on our webpage. And then what Ms. Manning covered with October 14th and 16th with the cap and gown orders. And then a huge highlight typically for seniors during this season, this first semester, is College Application Week, which will be held October 19th through the 23rd. During this week, volunteers at lots of high schools will be able to help students submit online applications for admission, and a lot of those colleges and universities waive their application fees. So we want to be clear, though, that Every college and university in North Carolina is not offering this, so you want to be clear about which ones are, and you can locate that information on the website, and the link is provided for you right there. If you Google CFNC, it will come up. If you Google CFNC College Application Week, it will also come up. But we just want to be clear that a lot of students sometimes will wait for that date to start applying, but they're not aware of which colleges actually are waiving those fees. So we just want you to be clear about that before you go into it. So make sure you check to see if the colleges that you are applying to are going to be waived. And if they are, then you definitely can wait. But if not, then you should go ahead and process those applications for the other schools, because not everyone is going to participate. And then the November 20th date for the senior page for yearbook. And just keep in mind, that's not a Southeast date, that is the Johnston's date. So you've got to make sure that you get that in if you really want to be able to get that page for the yearbook. Okay, now speaking of testing, a lot of things are affected by COVID, and students have tried to register for tests and take them even back in March, and they just were not able to do so. And colleges are aware of that. So what's going on now is that there's a temporary test optional stance, which means that it is an option for you to turn in your test scores or not. So it's not required, where most schools, specifically in the UNC system, they do require you to submit test scores. So for this school year, you are not required to do that. That does not mean that the school is test blind. And what that means is that if you choose to submit the scores, they will consider them, they will look at them, and they will add them to your application. So you just have to understand the difference. If you want to submit a test score, you are able to, but if you don't want to, then you don't have to. So you just have to think about what's the best thing for you. If you think that your scores line up with what the school is requiring, because there still are requirements for admission with test scores. So on the left side, it talks about, of this slide, the two columns on the left side, it talks about it being test optional for this year specifically. And on the right side, what it speaks of are the fact that for the next 3 years, if you are submitting test scores, those requirements have lowered just a bit to give everybody a little bit more of a fair playing field. So moving forward, for the next 3 years, the minimum requirements have changed. It's not that you cannot submit test scores, but if you do, specifically for this year, the requirements that used to be a little bit higher in terms of the ACT score and the SAT score, they have kind of given you a little bit more leeway, and it will be that for the next 3 years as well. And what I also want to remind you all of in terms of out-of-state schools and then private schools, their requirements are going to be different than the UNC system. So it's really important for you to contact the admissions offices directly. So if it's not a UNC system school that you're thinking of applying to in the state of North Carolina, or it's an out-of-state school, you're going to want to go directly to those websites for admissions. Call an admissions counselor to see what their requirements are, because every requirement is going to be different if it doesn't fall into these categories. Okay, and so the last thing that I'm going to cover is senior progress letters. So on October 9th, we are going to mail home a progress letter for all seniors. And really, it's going to look exactly like you see. And what that is simply us showing what graduation required courses and whatever the requirements are for graduation, have you met them? Now, several of you are going to see that you have not met all the requirements. That is not to scare you. A lot of the classes that you haven't met requirements for example, English, you're all either this semester or next semester going to be sitting in an English 4 class. So it's the last requirement you need in that category. This is just to really give you information on what you have left to accomplish in terms of your courses. It's going to show the ones that are missing. Again, keep in mind that most of you are sitting in these courses now or will be in second semester, and it's just an update on what you have left in terms of graduation. Now, I want you all to hear me, students and parents. A lot of students are in electives and they ask a lot, well, do we need this? Maybe it's not necessarily a graduation required class. However, it is something that will go on your transcript. So if you don't do the courses that are electives, it's still going to affect your GPA. So we need every class to be treated like it's necessary, because it is. If you don't get a good grade, it's going to show up on your transcript, and you don't want that either. So they all count. So just keep that in mind. So if you have questions when you get this letter, please make sure that you contact your assigned counselor. So for example, if your last name is A through E, when you get this letter, if you have questions, you would contact me. And along with the letter, you're also going to get a form for the senior ads that we've talked about. And for students who need to take the second shot for the meningococcal conjugate vaccine, or the MCV, you're also going to get a letter about that. Now, it's only going to be for the students who have not had the shot yet. So everyone will not get that letter. But if it applies to you, you will receive the letter in addition to the senior ad form and the senior progress letter. And just a side note for parents, interim reports were mailed out today. So please be looking for that in the mailbox. They should be coming to you, and it is a report of the grades up until now. And additionally, we just want you to know that College Week was extended today for 2 more weeks. So instead of, okay, so it's going to be October 19th through the 30th. So you're going to get 2 weeks to fill out the applications, and they will still be waived. Okay, so that's really good news. Usually we just have 1 week, but you will get 2 weeks, and that's very exciting. So just keep in mind. Okay, and also remember that that's not something that you do like on Common App. It is through CF&C. So again, that link that was provided in the slides prior, that is the place that you're going to want to do those applications. So just keep that in mind. And that's why it's important for you to look up the schools. And if anyone applies to you, like if you're going to apply to a school that is on that list, then you might not want to do it in Common App. You're probably going to want to do it through CF&C, so you can get the free, you don't have to pay the fee. The fee will be waived for you. So again, just keep all these things in mind, and remember to send the questions via the chat if you have them, and we will move on to the next counselor.
Hello everyone, I'm Miss Albright, and I have letters L through R, and I'm going to talk to you about service learning and a couple of other things. So with service learning, the senior application, if you are wanting to receive a diploma or a certificate, it's going to be Monday, February the 1st. We have already uploaded the form online, so you can go ahead and go onto the Canvas website for counseling and fill it out and submit it, so we know whether or not your student is working towards a diploma or towards a certificate. They have reduced the hours. Now you only need 192 hours to get the diploma and 77 hours to get the certificate. So we are watching those, trying to get in touch with students. You have to make sure that you key in your hours, though, to get credit. If you're wanting to do a new project, those approval forms, no new ones after March 17th. So if you want to do something new, it has to be in before March 17th, and all hours have to be in by April 7th. That's the Wednesday after spring break. So make sure you log in your hours, make sure you're keeping a hard copy just in case. And if you need to contact someone, you can contact me, Miss T, Miss Shore, or Miss Davis. Right now, they are doing a thing through central office for October for the month of Bullion. Every week, they're going to have a new thing that you can do. You can get up to 2 hours. You can wait and submit them all at the end of the month if you want to. They are posted on X2Vol. They're posted in the Canvas site. And I also send them out with my senior updates. So if you're interested in doing that, please do. We have a lot of students who you may already have all the hours you need, but I strongly encourage you to continue doing them if you can, because a lot of these service hours also are connected to scholarships. And so sometimes that person who has those few more hours will beat out that student who has fewer. We also have scholarships that are based just off service learning. So please continue to log in your hours. Next, we're going to talk about Say Yes. So a lot of our students or parents think, why should I even apply? We make too much money. You know, what's the point of it? But you really should apply for the scholarship for Say Yes. And I will show you a slide in just a minute telling you why and how much our students got last year. But I did send out this information last week. The window opened on October 1st for you to go ahead and sign up. What you do is you sign up for the site, you put in all your information, and you start getting emails. And it tells you, okay, make sure you do your FAFSA, make sure you do this. It sends you reminders. And then it also will let you know, okay, you need to load up whatever school you're going to, your acceptance letter, so they know where to send the money, or so they can talk to these other colleges to make sure that they're getting the right monies put into the right place. So when you look and you say, why should I apply? Last year, 91 of our students got $522,628 to help them go to school. They have other things besides just the grants for where you have to make some, a certain amount of money, like the opportunity grant and other things like that. So as things come up, they can let you know about it through email. When you do create these, you do need to do them under your student's email address, because they do have to update their information every year. So for the next 4 to 6 or however many years that they can use this, they need to be able to get access to your students, and they need to do that because you need to use your student's email address. If you are applying on Common App, there is a place on the Common App application where you can put that you are a Say Yes school, and we are a Say Yes community. So when you're filling out your application, you go to the education where it says community-based organizations. You're going to click Say Yes to Education. This way, this school is aware that you are a Say Yes community and you may be eligible for those funds. So please make sure if you're filling out the Common application that you do the selection for Say Yes to Education. Virtual workshops. So we have a lot of them going on, and there's probably going to be a lot more. I try to send these to you in my senior updates as we get them. FAFSA and RDS for residency determination countdown to college, which is through CFNC, starts on October 12th. And then UNCG is also doing Money Matters, FAFSA 101, and they're going to have a series on every Thursday starting October 1st with the different things that are going on and ways to help you. They did these last year live, and several of our students went there on the campus, and it really did help them out. So I strongly encourage you to log on to the Facebook UNCG Money Matters workshops just to listen to questions people have. You may not think you have those questions now, but hearing other people talk, it may bring up questions and answers for you to make it a little bit easier. RDS, what is it? You keep hearing us say this. This is your residential determination. So a couple of years ago, they came up with this thing. It was a federal act put into place to make it an even playing field for students. So what you do is you go to this website, and I'm going to show you how in just a minute, and you get this RSN number. And this RSN number is making you eligible for in-state tuition. Not only in-state tuition, but it also makes you eligible for state grants and scholarships. If you do not have this RS number, then it looks like that you are from out of state, which means you do not have access to these scholarships and these grants, and you will have to pay out-of-state tuition. So the way that you do this now, this is the new look of the CFNC website, and the first thing you're going to click up in the top is Apply to College. So if you had students who already graduated, you used to see this little house on the left side, but it is no longer there. So now you have to go to Apply to College, and when you do that, then on the left side, you're going to see Residency Determination, and you're going to click on that to start the process. Your username and login for this will be your same username and login for CF&C. They are the same thing. They are connected together. So you want to make sure that you keep up with this information, okay? Once you have your residency number, it will automatically, if you fill out your college applications on CF&C, it will automatically fill in. But you need this number for when you're doing the common application and when you're doing your FAFSA. If you do your FAFSA through CF&C, it will also automatically plug into that as well. They're all linked together. It's a nice large database. This is a nice one-stop shop, but we know you're not all applying in North Carolina. If you're not, you don't really need the CF&C number. I mean, your RCN number, but please utilize this website. If you have questions, please ask. They also have wonderful little handouts. So if you just Google something that you don't know in the help box, all these little help things pop up as well to help you with the process, but we're always here for you. You may have to go through an online interview. Please do not freak out if you have to. These people are very nice. They will help you out. You may have just accidentally hit the wrong button. That is okay. However, if you're an active duty military, veteran, non-U.S. citizen, split families, independent students, married students, homeless students, 5-year rule, then you are going to have to do an online interview. So just be prepared for that, and that is okay. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just part of the process. Please read your emails. It is very important that you read your emails and your updates. You're going to get a lot of emails this year. As you see, you already get a lot of emails from me. You get senior updates every week. You get senior scholarship updates every 2 weeks, which those will be coming a lot more frequently later on in the year because we do have short deadlines sometimes for scholarships. But you're also going to be getting emails from college boards, say yes, admissions offices, your counselors, scrib order if you're requesting transcripts and X2 Vol and other things like that. You do not want to miss out. Please check your emails daily, please. And if you're not getting the senior updates or the scholarships, please email me so I can add you to the list so you can get these and always have the newest information because it does change weekly, if not daily. Requesting recommendations.
Hi, this is Ms. Colson. I have students with the alphabet of F through K. I'm going to talk to you about requesting recommendations and requesting transcripts. We are very happy to provide your college and universities and scholarships with recommendations, but we do ask that you give us at least a 2-week turnaround period. We are aware that sometimes emergencies or last-minute things come up, and we are more than welcome to work with you and get you through those things. But just remember that it takes a little time to do recommendations, and we want to do the best recommendation that we can. Also, you should consider your coaches and your teachers for recommendations. They're with you more than the counselors are, and sometimes they know some things that we aren't really knowing about, so that it would make it a little bit better so that you can stand out in your recommendation. We also have on our Canvas website, on the school website, and you can also get this in the counseling office, a student background information form. We request that the seniors complete those forms so that we can do the best recommendation that we can. We like to highlight you and show the things that you are uniquely about you. And so we want you to stand out, and so that we can do that best recommendation. Considering sending transcripts. So there's several ways that you can send a transcript. We talked about CF&C doing your applications. That's also a good place where you can do a in-state college or university. All the colleges in North Carolina and the community colleges are on that website, and you can send an unofficial transcript through them. If you don't have a CF&C account, most of you created them in middle school, and you may not have used them since then, but you can create an account and it will make sending it very easy. All you have to do is go to the, once you log on, go to the transcript manager, and then you can select the school and send that transcript with them. Also on the Common App, you need to do an e-invite for your counselors and any teacher that you're asking to do a recommendation on the Common App. We will get an email with the link so that we can also send information regarding your application to your colleges and universities through the Common App. We can send a recommendation that way as well as a transcript. Script order is the other way that you request transcripts. I'm going to flip the schedule. So this is on the school website. All you have to do is go down near the middle and you see the graduation cap, and it says online requests for records. And from that area, you click on that and this screen comes up. You're a current student, so you click on the current student. You will be a current student and can receive free transcripts up till July 1, 2021. So that's where you go. All you need to do is click on that and then follow the directions. One of the things that you need to make sure though that you do is if you need a electronic copy of your transcript, down in the special instructions, you can request that you be sent a electronic copy of your transcript. Some of the scholarships require that you send the transcript yourself, and so that's a good way to get one that you can send. We cannot email transcripts, so just make sure that you need to order them on script order. Another thing, when you get to that website, if you do not know your driver's license number or your social security number, when you're filling it out, you can enter 4 9s in that field and you will be okay. So don't let that stop you from ordering your transcript. Also, just as a reminder that we need for you to join us on the Counseling Canvas page. There's a lot of information there. Ms. Manning mentioned some of the things, but you can also get information about upcoming events, scholarships, ACT, SAT, transcript requests. You can contact your counselors that way. You can also have access to the senior information form. So there's a lot of things on our Canvas page, so we're asking that you do that. Also, there's a link on this PowerPoint for you to enroll in that page, and the links are kind of long, but they'll be on our website, and we're gonna, copy this. All right. So now I guess we can move on to the question and answer session.
Okay, so that concludes the actual PowerPoint and all the different slides that we have for you tonight. So remember that if you have questions, we are happy to answer them. So we're waiting to see if you have any. So we'll just wait a little bit. And again, just some reminders. We are going to post this information on our website. We are also going to post it on the Canvas page. So just make sure that you're checking that sometime tomorrow, at least for sure by the end of the day, but just know that it will be there. And you're welcome to go through the PowerPoint presentation again and email the assigned counselor any questions that you have, specifically about interim reports and also about the letter of understanding, or just any questions that you may have. But just keep in mind that in the next few days, you're going to see some mail coming through, and you should see some mail coming through. If you don't, please definitely contact us and let us know if there are any questions that you have. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that y'all can think of? Dr. Seeley, is anything? Because we're not getting any questions.
Please read Ms. Albright's email.
Definitely make sure, just to reiterate, to read Mrs. Albright's emails. If you're not getting them, you should have gotten several at this time. Please make sure to email her. She's quick about adding you to the list. We just want, especially since we're not in a situation where we're able to see you in the school building and come to your classrooms or call you down to our offices. We just want to make sure that we're getting out the information as best as we can, which means that we're going to be emailing you a lot. Again, also, just a plug for the Connect Eds, please listen to them every week. There's information and there's stuff that we're telling Dr. Seagraves as he asks us every week, what can I include from the counseling department? So it's really important that you are using the Connect Eds, social media if you have it, and also emails, and just going on the Canvas webpage for all the information that we have. We are constantly updating and sending things to those platforms.
Please take advantage of the workshops.
Yes, that's another thing. Taking advantage of the workshops is really, really important. There's so many things now, like just like we as a school are not able to see you directly, where you might do a college visit, where there might be a presentation offered. They are using the webinars and different platforms like that in order to get the information out to you. A lot of these things, again, are going to be on our Canvas page, so please make sure that you're looking at that. And even on this PowerPoint, there are lots of webinars, especially for FAFSA. We know that that's a hard thing for students. And just a little note about that. The sooner you get that done, the better. The way to think about it is that there's just kind of this large pot of money at this point, and the longer you go without filling that information out, the less chance that you have at getting the most that you could get. And so you just want to make sure that you're getting that done as soon as possible, not waiting till the last minute for your college applications. Again, going back to the recommendations and us having to have time to really give you a really good one. So just keep these things in mind. We know it's stressful. We know there's a lot going on, but it definitely will get better. We don't know if we're going to see you for sure in January. We really hope so, but just keep plugging and keep chugging. Just know that we're here. We are here every day. We are coming to school every day. So please contact us through the front office and our emails. A lot of us have like numbers that you can reach us at. Please don't hesitate to message us, call multiple times if you have to. Like, we understand that there's a lot going on and you have questions. So please just take advantage of all the ways to get in contact with us.
Say something about early action.
Yes, okay. So then early action and early decision, there's going to be that choice on the Common App for which one you want to do. And early decision is the one.
Early decision is the one that's binding.
Okay. And just to be clear, early decision, when you choose that in the Common App, if you get into that college, it is binding, which means that you have to go there. So the expectation is, I've said that I'm going to do early decision for the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. If I get an acceptance letter, you are going there. So make sure that you are being clear and careful about what you're choosing on the Common App. Early action just means you're choosing to get your application in at the earliest date possible, which is a very good idea, because that's like the first round of applications that the admissions office is looking at. And not a lot of people, unfortunately, take advantage of that. So it's just kind of a better chance for them to look at your package, at your admissions package, and get a really good full body picture of who you are before they get just flooded with applications that are going to come to them in the beginning of next year, when kids are really deciding, okay, I think I'm going to go to college, or I'm just going to do this now because I can. So it's really, really important to take advantage of the early action, but just be mindful of early decision and the fact that you are able to do that.
The chat box is the little, so it's
okay. So if you're not, hopefully you're seeing what we're seeing, but on the sidebar of this meeting, there's going to be kind of like a dashboard, but it's going vertically down the side. and there's a little icon. The first one is like a bell that says